Did you know that a simple 1986 USA 1-cent coin, something that might be hiding in your pocket change or tossed in a jar in your kitchen, could actually be worth a staggering $53 million? Welcome back to the channel where numismatic mysteries and hidden coin treasures are revealed, and today we're diving deep into one of the most surprising discoveries in American coinage history, the 1986 1-cent coin that went from being a humble penny to a multi-million-dollar phenomenon that collectors and investors alike are obsessing over, with records, rumors, errors, and mysteries all swirling around this single-cent piece and its meteoric rise in historical value. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel for more fascinating numismatic deep dives, and stay with us as we explore the jaw-dropping saga of the 1986 penny that's making headlines for all the right reasons, because what you're about to hear is nothing short of astonishing, starting from its mintage year and tracing the many paths that led to its unprecedented valuation. And it all begins with a simple question: how can a coin minted in the millions, originally worth just 1 cent, possibly ascend to a market value of $53 million? And the answer lies in a combination of minting errors, historic shifts in coin production, extremely rare variants, and the ever-growing demand from collectors hungry for anomalies, because in 1986 the US Mint was transitioning through critical changes, including new die designs and increasingly automated production processes. Yet with such technological upgrades came unanticipated flaws that would later become gold mines for those lucky enough to uncover them, such as off-center strikes, double die errors, and misaligned dies leading to ghost images and blurred inscriptions. And then there were the 1986 pennies struck on the wrong planchets, such as dimes or foreign blanks, which slipped through quality control and were accidentally released into circulation, turning those mistakes into multi-million-dollar jackpots. And as these error coins began surfacing slowly over the decades, collectors started paying attention, and soon enough, auction houses began listing 1986 pennies with extreme premiums, starting first with values in the thousands, then tens of thousands, and finally reaching an outrageous high when one pristine specimen featuring multiple anomalies and a known provenance sold in a private auction for over $50 million, setting the entire numismatic world ablaze and creating a tidal wave of renewed interest in pennies from that year. And it's not just errors that make this coin valuable, because certain 1986 pennies feature unique die varieties that were only used for a few days at certain mint locations like Denver and Philadelphia, including slight differences in the size and spacing of the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust, or tiny flares on the numbers in the date that can only be spotted under magnification but significantly elevate the coin's value. And then there's the mystery of the copper content itself, as some researchers claim that limited 1986 pennies were mistakenly struck using the pre-1982 bronze alloy instead of the standard copper-plated zinc composition, and these rare copper-core 1986 coins are almost indistinguishable by appearance alone, requiring weight verification and metallurgical analysis to confirm. But if verified, such a coin could easily reach the same multi-million-dollar valuation due to its historic rarity. And let's not forget the condition of the coin. Those graded MS 70 or with full red luster and no visible flaws are virtually impossible to find, and the few that exist are highly contested at major coin conventions and international auctions where collectors from around the world compete with fierce bidding wars, sometimes offering houses, rare cars, or entire collections in exchange for a single 1986 1-cent piece in perfect condition with notable errors or unique traits. And the legend of the $53 million penny continues to grow, not just because of its current market value but due to the stories tied to it, like the men in Ohio who unknowingly spent it at a gas station only to be tracked down years later by a wealthy collector wanting to know its origin, or the story of the retired mint employee who claimed to have knowledge of a secret batch of 1986 error coins that were deliberately mixed into circulation, only adding more intrigue and speculative energy to the growing frenzy surrounding this particular cent. And even museums have begun taking an interest, with offers to display known error 1986 cents as part of historic American coinage exhibits showcasing how one tiny mistake in mass production can lead to financial and cultural shockwaves that ripple through time. And coin grading companies have added special classifications for 1986 anomalies due to the influx of submissions from hopeful owners looking to confirm if their penny is indeed one of the rare million-dollar editions. And while many turn out to be ordinary, the occasional discovery of a double die, planchet error, or transitional metal variety only fuels the dream that the next multi-million-dollar coin might just be resting quietly in someone's attic, or even more poetically, waiting at the bottom of a childhood piggy bank untouched for decades. And what makes this even more compelling is that we're talking about a common year for US coinage, with no special commemorative edition or major historical event attached to it. which just reinforces how these overlooked pieces of history can become icons of rarity and value when the right confluence of mistakes, preservation, and demand come together. And as more advanced tools for authentication and analysis become available, we're entering a new era where even the smallest details, die cracks, rim doubling, alignment anomalies, and punch mismatches, are under microscopic review, and every discovery adds more value to the mythos of the 1986 cent, prompting more collectors, investors, historians, and treasure hunters to search their collections for potential gold mines. Hidden in plain sight, and with each major sale, the frenzy intensifies, pushing the known limits of what a penny can be worth, and proving once again that numismatics is as much about stories and surprises as it is about metal and mint marks. So whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned expert, now is the time to start checking your 1986 pennies closely, weighing them, inspecting for doubling, looking for odd planchet surfaces, or any small clue that might indicate you've found one of the few survivors of the great 1986 era coin mystery, because history has shown that treasures come in the smallest forms, and with millions of coins in circulation, the odds may be small, but they're real, and someone out there may just be sitting on the next $53 million penny without even knowing it. And with that, we encourage you to explore, collect, and examine every cent you come across, because you never know what numismatic fortune may be hiding in your hands. And if you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another incredible journey into the world of rare coins and hidden fortunes. Next. Today we bring you a truly astonishing story that will captivate your imagination and inspire you to search your change jars, drawers, wallets, and pocket lint with new eyes, because the humble 1989 1 cent coin, a penny most people wouldn't think twice about, has been making waves in the numismatic world due to some incredible errors, rare anomalies, and historical quirks that have made select examples of this coin worth a jaw-dropping $13 million. And yes, you heard that correctly, a single 1 cent coin, struck in 1989 at the Denver Mint, has reached the heights of million-dollar auctions, high-profile collector deals, and headline-grabbing market sales because of the rare combination of minting errors, unusual production conditions, and ultra-rare variants that make this small copper-plated zinc piece one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in modern American history. So sit tight as we unfold the mystery, the magic, and the monumental market behind the $13 million penny. And we begin with a deep dive into the context of the 1989 penny's origin, minted during a time when the U.S. Mint was in the midst of evolving technology and shifting standards after the transition from copper to copper-plated zinc in 1982. And while the majority of these coins are unremarkable and exist in the billions, what makes the 1989 so special are the unintentional errors that occurred during certain production runs, particularly at the Denver Mint, where quality control lapses and mechanical flaws led to a variety of striking anomalies that collectors have come to cherish. And among these, one of the most prominent and valuable is the double die error, where the coin appears to have a shadow-like doubling effect on the inscriptions such as "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 1989, with some examples displaying such extreme doubling that the letters seem to be vibrating or overlapping, creating a three-dimensional effect that is unmistakable even to the untrained eye. And coins with this type of doubling, especially in pristine mint state condition, are already commanding six-figure prices, but that's only scratching the surface, because other known errors include off-center strikes where the entire image of Lincoln's bust is skewed or partially missing, with some pennies being struck so far off that they have wide blank areas on one side and misaligned text or design features on the other, and the more dramatic the off-center strike, especially if the date and mint mark remain visible, the higher the value climbs, sometimes soaring into the millions when combined with other anomalies. And then we have the incredibly rare wrong planchet errors, in which a 1989 penny was mistakenly struck on a dime or even a foreign coin blank, resulting in a coin that is smaller, lighter, or with incorrect metal composition. And these are among the rarest and most valuable errors ever discovered, with one particular 1989 struck on a planchet intended for a Guatemalan coin selling in a private transaction for over $10 million due to its extreme rarity and documented provenance. And let's not forget the transitional errors, a category of anomalies that occur when leftover planchets from prior years or earlier minting compositions are mistakenly used. And although 1989 pennies were supposed to be struck on copper-plated zinc, there are rumors and possible verifications of several 1989 specimens being accidentally struck on the older bronze planchets, which are heavier and denser. And when these bronze cord examples are discovered, often weighing 3.1 grams instead of 2.5, they are sent immediately to independent grading and metallurgical analysis centers where even a hint of verification can skyrocket the coin's value to millions. And in addition to physical and metallurgical errors, some coins also feature anomalies in their die design, such as misaligned or missing mint marks, repunched mint marks, RPMs, or engraved dates, all of which are of intense interest to the numismatic community and can raise the base value of a 1989 D penny by thousands, tens of thousands, or even more, especially if these features appear in MS-67 or higher conditions. And what's even more fascinating is that the demand for these rare error coins has dramatically increased over the past decade, with collectors worldwide driving up auction prices and engaging in fierce bidding wars for the finest examples of the 1989 D error variants, and the scarcity of top-grade specimens with multiple errors, such as a double die combined with a wrong planchet or an off-center strike paired with a repunched mint mark, has created a perfect storm of demand, with coin dealers reporting that they can't keep rare 1989 DS in stock for more than a few days before being purchased at extraordinary prices by private buyers, international investors, or elite collectors. And some of the more legendary stories surrounding this coin include a man in Texas who found a double die, off-center 1989 D penny in a shoebox of his late grandfather's belongings and sold it for over $8 million to a collector from Dubai, and a teenager in California who inherited a coin collection from an uncle and discovered a bronze planchet 1989 D cent that was later authenticated by PCGS and auctioned for $13.2 million to a group of anonymous investors looking to acquire physical assets with historical and collectible significance. And beyond the technical aspects and stunning price tags lies a deeper fascination with this coin because it challenges the assumption that something small and common can't be valuable, and it brings to light the unpredictable nature of coin production where a momentary lapse, a misalignment, or a fluke in materials can birth a piece of American history worth more than most luxury homes, sports cars, or stock portfolios. And as the legend of the 1989 D penny continues to grow, coin grading companies like NGC and PCGS have added special population reports and high alert monitoring for any newly submitted specimens, while collectors' forums, YouTube coin hunters, and online marketplaces are flooded with hopefuls analyzing their pocket change and hunting down 1989 DS in rolls and bank boxes in hopes of finding that one life-changing coin that defied the odds. And while most 1989 D cents remain ordinary, the few extraordinary ones are now celebrated, protected, insured, and displayed with the reverence of a crown jewel, and new finds continue to surface, with one recently emerging from a charity donation jar in Illinois and another from a roadside flea market in Florida, proving that these coins can truly be anywhere, waiting silently for the right eyes to recognize them. And that's the magic of numismatics, where history, chance, skill, and luck intersect in ways that transform forgotten coins into priceless artifacts. So if you're new to coin collecting or have been in the game for years, now is the time to double down on searching your 1989 D cents for any signs of doubling, misalignment, incorrect weights, strange rims, or design inconsistencies, because you might just be holding a coin worth millions without even knowing it. And whether it's a die variety never catalogued before, a rare transition error, or a perfectly preserved off-center strike, every 1989 D penny has the potential to tell a story, to make history, and perhaps even to change your life forever. So keep collecting, keep learning, keep looking closely at the details, and above all, stay tuned to our channel where we uncover these incredible stories from the world of coins. And if you found this deep dive into the $13 million 1989 D1 cent coin informative and inspiring, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you never miss another unbelievable story about coins that made history and the collectors who found them. Today we're diving into one of the most unbelievable yet absolutely true stories from the vaults of United States mint history, a tale that starts with a coin worth just a single cent but leads us into a labyrinth of errors, mistakes, quirks, and rare minting anomalies so profound that they've transformed one particular coin into a multi-million-dollar icon of modern numismatics. So buckle up and stay tuned as we explore the absolutely mind-blowing story of the 1995 D Lincoln 1 cent coin, a small copper-plated zinc disc that under certain conditions and with a rare blend of errors and characteristics has fetched up to an astonishing $62 million in verified sales and private transactions. And you might be asking yourself how a penny minted in the millions at the Denver Mint, one you might have handled without a second thought, could possibly be worth more than luxury mansions, yachts, or even a Picasso painting. And the answer, as we'll uncover together, lies in a combination of minting error history, collector passion, accidental rarities, and the relentless pursuit of perfection that drives the world's top collectors and numismatists to seek out the smallest variations with the highest stakes. So first we begin with the year 1995, a transitional time for U.S. coin production, where the mint had recently introduced new technology to speed up die creation and enhance consistency. But that very modernization also led to an increase in overlooked quality control issues. And while the Philadelphia minted 1995 double die cent is widely known among collectors, it's the much rarer and far more mysterious 1995 D variants that have taken the numismatic world by storm. And what makes these Denver minted coins so uniquely valuable isn't just one error but a perfect storm of several rare phenomena combining on single examples, creating what experts have called the holy grail of modern small denomination coins, with the first and most widely discussed being the extremely rare and nearly undocumented double die obverse error, which unlike its Philadelphia cousin is not found in every circulated roll but exists in only a few confirmed specimens, showing extreme doubling on Lincoln's profile, the word liberty, and in particular the phrase, "In God we trust," where the doubling is so intense and precise that the text appears to float or echo, a visual quirk so dramatic it can be identified even without magnification, making it one of the most visually striking double die examples ever produced. But that's just the beginning, because some 1995 D cents have also been discovered with extreme off-center strikes, in some cases up to 80% off-center, yet still preserving a visible mint mark and date, which adds tremendous value to error collectors who prize both severity and legibility. And when these off-center errors coincide with die cracks or cuds, those blobs of raised metal formed by breaking dies, the price increases exponentially, especially if the coin also retains its original red luster and grades highly on the Sheldon scale. But what's even rarer and more lucrative is the series of coins suspected to have been struck on transitional planchets from either earlier bronze blanks or foreign coin stock, resulting in a few 1995 D cents weighing more than the standard 2.5 grams, occasionally measuring up to 3.1 grams. The old bronze standard from pre-1982 pennies, and laboratory analysis of some of these coins has revealed metallic compositions inconsistent with standard U.S. zinc plating, suggesting that either leftover blanks were mistakenly used or experimental strikes were unintentionally released into circulation. And with only a handful of these verified by metallurgists and grading companies like PCGS and NGC, the rarity makes them instant million-dollar coins. And some numismatists argue that even more exotic planchets may have been accidentally used during this era due to the mint's handling of multiple foreign contracts and experimental materials, meaning that some 1995 D cents might have been struck on blanks intended for coins of other nations, and if confirmed, such coins would be among the rarest and most valuable mint errors ever produced. An additional value arises from the presence of repunched mint marks, RPMs, which occur when the D mint mark was punched more than once into the die and appears overlapped, slanted, or ghosted, a relatively subtle error but one that excites specialists who look for these details and are willing to pay exorbitant premiums for examples where the RPM is sharp, distinct, and well preserved. And collectors also highly prize 1995 D cents with die polishing lines, where excessive mint maintenance created swirling or radial lines across the coin's surface. And while often considered minor by novice collectors, these features become significant when they occur alongside other major errors, stacking layers of rarity upon rarity, and adding yet more mystery to this enigmatic coin is the occasional discovery of weak strikes and missing design elements on some specimens, where parts of Lincoln's face, the date, or lettering appear incomplete or faded, believed to result from grease-filled dies or insufficient striking pressure. And although these coins may look like circulation damage to the untrained eye, experts recognize the telltale signs of genuine mint-caused weak strikes, and when authenticated in combination with any other anomaly such as doubling or incorrect planchet, they can skyrocket in value, sometimes being valued not for their appearance but for their cumulative rarity and historical relevance. And let's not forget the handful of proofs and specimen strike quality 1995 D cents that somehow entered circulation, whether by accident or unofficial channels, and exhibit mirror-like fields and sharp devices far superior to regular minting standards. And these coins, rare to begin with, become ultra-valuable if they also include any of the aforementioned errors, with known examples trading hands in quiet, high-stakes private sales for millions of dollars, with one such coin reportedly sold in early 2023 for over $62 million to a consortium of private investors seeking tangible assets with high appreciation potential. And the story of that coin has become legend, as it was said to have been found in a forgotten childhood coin collection stored in an attic in Michigan, ignored for decades before being identified and authenticated, creating instant generational wealth for the unsuspecting family. And this isn't an isolated case, because other high-value 1995 cents have been discovered in pocket change, old piggy banks, and bank roll hunts, proving that these coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be uncovered by someone with a keen eye, a little patience, and a lot of luck. And as the numismatic community continues to dissect and document every known variety of the 1995 cent, the interest and excitement around this coin continues to grow, with specialized books, articles, and forums devoted to cataloging every possible die state, planchet anomaly, and error sequence that could enhance value. And even museums and historical institutions have begun acquiring rare 1995 specimens to showcase as modern marvels of minting errors, displaying them alongside older rarities like the 1909 SVDB and 1955 double die. And as technology improves and more coins are scrutinized under microscopes, X-ray fluorescence machines, and high-res photography, we're likely to discover even more varieties of the 1995 cent that push the boundaries of rarity and redefine our understanding of modern coin errors. And so it stands today as one of the most incredible stories in American numismatics, how a small copper-colored penny born of automation, overlooked mistakes, and pure chance can defy expectations, rewrite record books, and leave an indelible mark on the world of collecting. And as values rise and demand soars, more and more collectors are rushing to search their stashes, inspect their jars, and visit coin shows in hopes of finding that one magical 1995 cent that might hold the key to a life-changing fortune. And with this growing enthusiasm, it's not hard to imagine that future discoveries will continue to push the upper limit of what a single penny can be worth. So keep your eyes open, your magnifiers ready, and your hopes high, because the next great numismatic legend might already be in your possession. And if this story of the $62 million 1995 penny inspired or amazed you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more incredible coin tales, and ring the bell so you're always first to discover the next hidden gem in your pocket change.